Hey everyone, my name is Janine, my pronouns are she, they. I am 26 years old and I'm from regional New South Wales in Australia. This will be my first attempt at a Flosstube channel and we'll just see if it's something that I stick to, if I enjoy it enough. I wanted to jump on this kind of bandwagon to get an idea of documenting what my progress is at and just seeing if I can just follow along, get an idea of how long it takes me to do projects, vice versa. So that's probably my reason for jumping into this. I thought I would take a couple of questions from the Know Your Needleworker tag, just to see, just to let you get to know me a little bit more. So what do I do for a living? I work in the mental health field as a counsellor. And I work with adolescents and young adults. Very rewarding, very difficult job, but wouldn't have it any other way. Any other hobbies besides cross-stitching? Yes, so martial arts, Kyokushin karate to be specific. Have done it for 20 years, I think, as of next year, so it's been a bit of a journey. And I also ride motorbikes, or a motorbike, my beloved Bonnie, Harley Davidson Street 500. And I kind of fiddle around with the gym, like weightlifting, as well as, yeah, I think that covers most of my hobby. Oh, and I read as well, every now and then. I'm a bit of an avid reader. Next question. One word to describe me, probably organised. I had a thing for Japanese stationery and planners for a while there. It's dropped off a little bit because of the pandemic, but we'll see. Might jump back in now that the new Hobonichi lineup is coming out this year in a couple of months. Music, punk, rock, emo, lo-fi beats, pop, name it, I'll listen to it. Indie, alternative, yeah. No stone unturned when it comes to music. Don't play any instruments myself, but I always thought it might be an idea to be a bit of a hobby too. I'm sure if more questions come up as these videos go along, I'll answer them if I need to, but that's just a little bit of an insight into my life. Okay, so I started cross-stitching probably maybe 3-4 years ago. I was living in Queensland, Gold Coast up at the time, and I thought it would be a great idea. Something different. Just found a free pattern on Pinterest and kind of went a bit nuts. And then ever since then, it's kind of gone down a bit of a spiral. The dark, deep holes of cross-stitch life. I have a few finished projects and a few fully finished projects, but I don't all have them all here, so I'll just put what I've got with me today and we'll go through. Interesting actually, digging through my old WIPs, my work in progress, seeing what I that just got lost in that kind of pile. Might be a good idea to bring it back up and start to finish. Alright, let's jump into that start. So I probably have 2 fully finished projects out that are framed to show you, so I'll just grab that. So these patterns are both by the Witchy Stitcher. This one here, and it was framed by one of my local framers here in my small town. So there's this one. Let's hope that's in frame. So this was my first actually attempt at stitching on even weave. I think it's I'm just gonna say a crew, but I could be wrong, and the count would be 28, I believe. So that was my first. Well, I got 2 of these framed at the same time. And then my second pattern, also from the Witchy Stitcher, is this one. Very similar frame, or exact similar frame, different kind of mats. And that was on, I'm going to say, it's Black Aida. It looks like 16 count. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while. And I didn't think to make a record of everything, so interesting. Alright, they're the only two that I have on my person, fully finished objects. I do have a couple that I've given away, so if I can grab photos, I will probably pop them in if I continue and do another video. I have two finished projects that I haven't framed yet. So this is Stitching Book Club's logo. And I think it's also stitched on 32 or 28 count. Again, didn't keep track of the Aida or the even weaves, so difficult to comment on. And then next we have, oh, so that was by Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, I believe. I will tag everything below. And then this next one is Pen Pride, like a lunar snail by Linen Quartz Studios. Yeah, and then this fabric is 32 count Riders of the Storm by Color Cascade Fabrics. This was a quick little stitch. I haven't FFO'd him or them. Not just yet. I'm not sure how I want to finish this. Thought about putting it up on my desk at work, but we shall see. So they're the current two finishes that I have that haven't been framed. But we'll see how we go moving forward. Alright, pile of whips. Whip, whip, whip. Work in progress. Couple of sowls. More than a couple of sowls. Just kind of fell out of love, not interested in finishing some of them, but I will comment on those ones as I dig through this pile. So the first one I might show is, and I've seen a lot of other stitchers in this community do so, is the Cryptids sowl from the Witchy Stitcher. So I had initially finished this frame, however realised I was one stitch too low, so I've had to unpick, but I should be able to finish that today or tonight. So this is stitched on the required fabric from Primitive Hair, and it's only with 310 at the moment, so called for DMC. With the moons, I did buy DMC Diamond, so we'll see how I feel. I might stitch it with that. Alright. Next sowl we have is Little Women's by Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, or Stitching Book Club. This is with all called for DMC. So fast, I haven't finished yet, obviously. This is what a whip parade is, I guess. So what I have done is just changed the two names around, Joe and Meg. So I made it alphabetical as well as age order. So that one is almost finished, and I plan on finishing that maybe this weekend. That is on 28 count fabric, same as the Home is Where the Horror Is, but I don't know the fabric name. This will be something to keep track of now if I continue doing this. Alright, next we have another common one. Is the sowl itself is finished now, But I kind of was a bit over the big chunk of stitching in this one, so I stopped and kind of picked up a couple of other projects. So this is the Dark Queen of the Seas cell by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I was kind of playing with the idea of these little corner pieces, so I only did one, but I really, really like it. So I'm going to go stitch the other one after I finish the bottom. Everything is called for fabrics by Leslie at I can't remember. Under the Sea Fabrics, that's what it is. Leslie by Under the Sea Fabrics. I had to I was a bit late to start on this sale because I live in Australia. It was a while to get the fabric and the threads and the beads in. So I've changed the crown, and as you can see, let me just fold this a bit. Changed the crown, but I haven't decided what colour. Part of me was like, birthstone might be a good idea, but then my birthstone doesn't match any other colour on here. Maybe the green of the leaves, but we'll see. And I did miscount somewhere on this trident, so I'm not ready to look at that to figure out what the problem was and where. Okay, 3. Next we have just a quick little impromptu, like in between stitch that I did. This one's Imbolc by the Witchy Stitcher. So this is stitched on 28 or 32 count. Again, keep mixing it up. Cherub by Picture This Plus. So I'm almost finished. I just need to do the flame here. And I think that's all. Maybe a couple of extra like little stitches here and there. But this one's pretty much almost done. Okay. Next we have another Stitching Book Club sale. This was actually the first pattern I ever purchased from Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, and it's the Frankenstein one. So this is on 18 count Aida by Picture This Plus, and I believe it is haunted. And the DMC I had selected was B5200. So that's as far as I had gotten. I think I had a bit of a annoying time with the miscounts around the border, but this was actually really fun to start, and I'm a big book fan as one of my hobbies, as I said earlier. I'm hoping this... Okay. Next we have a pattern that I actually cannot remember who I purchased this from on Etsy, but let me just have a look. So it is a pattern, it's stitched on, looks like 14 count Aida. Bear with me, I'm just going to search the designer. So it's This Man Is a Pervert, like sign that was from one of the episodes in The Office. So I haven't touched this one in probably since I started stitching, to be honest. I remember I was living elsewhere. So this is as far as I've gotten. So This Man Is a Pervert, and there's half of Dwight Schrute's head. This is with all called for DMC. Now if I can't find it, I will link it below and hopefully edit the titles into this. As I said, the word to describe me would have been organised, but perhaps not for this video. Alright. The next work in progress is a craft knit Satsuma street pattern, and this was intending to be Little Tokyo. So this is as far as I've gotten, and again I started this when I came back from Japan last year, right at the start of the pandemic. So I came back to Australia in March, and then we were locked down from pretty much then, April I believe actually. This is on 18 count Aida. I don't know if I'm going to finish these because I fell in love with linen and even weave higher counts. So we'll see how I go with all of my Aida patterns, if I even want to finish them. Next we have a pattern, and again I'm not sure who the designer is. I'll have to have a look through my Etsy purchase. But this is like on, I'm going to say 18 count Aida again, blue fabric, and it's mini like art series. So there's a Van Gogh portrait, half of the Starry Night as you can see, and half of his little mini face or project. And again, I haven't touched this in years, so we'll see if I go finish it. I think I also purchased a Monet, mini Monet series too, so that might be another option. Next pattern, again I started probably a few years ago and just kind of gave up. 18 count Aida this one is, and it's from the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So you can see the Majora's Mask there, and then the masks from the series or from the game, and it says you've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? I haven't picked this one up in a few years either, and it's interesting because I've seen a few that are very close to finishing, so it might be worth jumping through this pile and just completing it while I've got the momentum. Can't remember the designer. It's in my Etsy purchase history. I'll tag them. I did start both of the other Witchy Stitches Sal, but I actually am not interested in finishing them whatsoever, so I'm probably just going to gift these to an online Facebook group so they can finish it. So that's the Chopping Mall, and I bought this fabric on Etsy as well. 18 count Aida, and they've obviously blood spatter effect. So that's as far as I got, but I'm not interested in finishing it, so probably won't get any, you won't see that one again, but oh well, just good for the memories. And then I also started this other Haunted Mansion one, and I only had done the first room and a bit of the second one, and this is also an 18 count Aida, Haunted by Picture This Plus. And as I said, I'm not interested in finishing it, so I will probably gift that one for someone else to finish. Only a couple more to go. I'm not going to include any haul in this video just because I am not organised. So this, I'm going to keep it in the hoop. I bought this fabric from, so it's 28 count Lugana Opal from Be Stitch Me, and I believe I purchased it during a Friday night fight night. And this is Autumn Lane Stitchery Sakura pattern. So it's the Japanese geisha. So that's as far as I have gotten so far. I was kind of playing between this and the Dark Queen for so long, and then the Dark Queen just took over. I was on a really good momentum and haven't had a chance to go back to this, so it's definitely going to be on my summer project list if I don't purchase anything else, which is very likely. Alright, and the last whip that I have is a gift for my my dad, my father, and it is on 14 count Aida, and it's the Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction pattern that I purchased from, again, not sure, I'll have to find it through my Etsy store and then tag it on the video so you can see. Oops. Done most of it, and this down here is just gonna say Appetite for Destruction from that album. Yeah, I think if I was to continue and do the next video, the haul's going to be a bit big. But then again, I'm not really interested too much in other people's hauls, so I guess I don't have to include it in mine. I was just going to do it for the sake of the Flosstube. But yeah, so that is what I have so far. And if I find any more whips in my organisation system, I will definitely show them in the future. But that's what I am been currently working on as well. Hey everyone, just me tuning in a few hours later, realising that the end of my last video was cut off. So I just wanted to plug my Instagram and my YouTube. So if you can like, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel like doing, really up to you. So it'll be Honey Witch Stitch. So Honey, WITXH Stitch. And I will continue with perhaps YouTube videos and maybe some other little knickknacks thrown in, depending on how I feel. Thank you for watching. See ya.